Okay. Everybody, J.M. Manion here at the NPC Photo Gym in Pittsburgh, and I am here with rookie IFBB Pro Wellness competitor,
Nikki Giacara.
and she's doing her road to the IFBB Pittsburgh Pro, and we're a little under 2 weeks here.
Yeah.
Right? We're basically 2 weeks in a day.
Yeah, that's it.
How you feeling?
Ready? I'm excited. You know, you dream about this moment for your pro debut forever, and then when
I thought you meant standing here talking with me.
Well, that too, of course.
Interview's over.
But really, though, you know, you dream of like your pro debut to be this, and this, and then when it finally is here, you're like, oh my God, it's here. So here we are.
All right, so 2 facts. I told her that she is the last pro wellness competitor we're really filming for Road to the Pittsburgh here. But did you know that Nikki was the very first pro wellness competitor to have their contract in for the Pittsburgh Pro?
I didn't know that, actually.
I know you did.
Cool. Well,
So,
the irony.
it's a nice bookend, right?
I love it.
Yeah, you were the very first one, because I've been, keeping up with the office to try to get that 20. We're still stuck at 19 right now.
Well,
By the time this plays, I'm sure we'll have more. But yeah, I remember a couple weeks ago, I go, do you by chance happen to know who the first one was? Because for this, they were putting them in order. So
Right.
yeah, it was you.
Well, thanks.
So she was very excited about this, obviously, right?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So now that you're going to do this and everything, what are you thinking about the show? I mean, it's going to be a crazy show.
For sure. Well, of course, at the end of the day, I'm still an athlete, so I'm trying to think about it from all these different angles, right? So, like, as an athlete, how is the show going to be different from amateur level to pro level? Of course, your routine is longer, and you're giving more of a presentation, and you're telling a story with your routine, which I think is the biggest, excitement of it all. But then from, like, a rookie standpoint, like, I'm going to be on the biggest stage I've ever been on. I'm going to be in a league that I've never been in, and I'm going to be against competitors that have been doing this, and crossovers, and people that have been competing for years at the pro level. So I'm just really excited. I'm really thankful, and I'm just so excited to be here. So
Right. So the nice thing is, interesting thing is, almost everybody on stage has not competed against each other before.
true, right?
They've never been able to be on a stage and stood there. Like, say even Giselle's, Dr. Sunny, and Mia Samuels, okay, all from the NPC Nationals. But except for Dr. Sunny and Mia, Giselle was in the other class. She didn't do it. You have the people that were from the universe, okay, with Urishna, that maybe were the second place people or whatever. So it's interesting that you're going to finally get everybody on stage next to each other at one way or time. And I think that the judging is going to be, I hope you're all ready for this, because
it's going to be a judge. Like,
they want to make sure that everything is right, because they set the tone for the division.
For sure. And I mean, and that's actually something I thought about. I've practiced an hour a day in heels every single day since 16 weeks out. For me, like, going into the pro stage, you're going to be compared more. You're going to be on stage longer. You're going to be against people, again, like you said, 4'11" to 5'9". Like, they have to compare.
Well, we should say 5 foot, because I think Devin Cambry is the shortest at 5.
Oh, I love her.
Okay? But I said,
she's bite-sized.
I think we should, just because, we should have her next to Giselle.
Just because.
Even in heels.
The tie-ins will be here, and then her waist will be here.
And we have everybody in between. So.
Exactly.
But some of the people, like Alyssa, has been sitting around since Junior USA's for a long time. Lolly was one of the people that was one of 2 people that was telling me about wellness back in the day.
Yeah. So
she's been waiting for this. She gets her pro card the week after Junior USA at the North Americans, and now she's basically been sitting since the first weekend of September. So Nikki got her qualification at the USA, so basically the second to last contest in the United States.
Yeah.
So,
and I knew that because I had done Junior USA's in August and then pushed for USA's in December. So I took second and then I took first, and then I knew my improvement season would be relatively short, which I'm okay with, but I wanted to be here at the first show and was going to do whatever it took to make it happen.
Yeah, so tell everybody what contest you did before you stepped on the Junior USA stage.
So I did the Muscle Contest Challenge in January 25th of 2020. So that was
The very first NPC wellness contest.
Yes, and I met, so
It's a lot of first year.
it is, man. Like,
That's good.
life is too short. Like, I'm like, if there's an opportunity, seize it, right? Like,
Yeah.
you never want to look back when you're 100 years old and be like, well, I should have done that. Well, no, you could have. You just chose not to. So
Right.
That's about how I live my life. But no, I got to meet really cool women along the way, and you know, Crystal was one of them. We did that show together. We both won our classes there. We both won our pro cards together. So it was just really cool to, like, you know, they always say it's about the journey, not the destination.
Right.
And that's literally what bodybuilding is. It's about the journey, because every show is going to teach you something different. Every challenge that you have is going to be reacted, you know, to differently, depending on the circumstance, depending on the person. And I just feel like at the end of the day, if you bring your best and you work your butt off, you will.
Well, you don't really want to work your butt off for
No, not
wellness.
really. Please.
Okay.
That would be bad.
That's a different division.
Yes. We cannot afford to lose any glutes here. We're good.
Right. Yeah. So did you compete in bikini or anything before this?
Yes, so I started my competition journey in 2017. I had done bikini my first year. I did about a 41-week prep for 3 different shows in bikini. I knew bikini wasn't my scene, but I loved the challenge and I loved the dedication and the work ethic that needed to go into that.
But you had no choice.
I had no choice, and that was my thing. And so year 2, 2018, I did 1 show in figure. I was kind of preparing for the wellness division, if you will, because the International League had it. I was really inspired by people like Angela Borges and, you know, Giselle Machado and you know, Jujube Fit. Like, those were the people that I looked up to. So seeing their physiques, I kind of wanted to start going in that route. I had done 1 contest for the International League in 2019. And then when I heard that wellness was bringing to the NPC, that's when I automatically stayed in that gear and just kind of got ready for 2020
Right.
and knew that this would be my home. And I wanted to go after it early, and that's what I did.
That's good. I like that.
Thanks.
I like that. Yeah, I always say that almost all of the, you know, wellness competitors, and especially when they turn pro and one chose, were unhappy, miserable bikini competitors.
Yeah, man. Like, here's the thing. There's a difference in being able to do like 2 hours of cardio a day and being like, all right, mentally I've got this. But like, at the end of the day, that's when it's not what you want to look like. It's really difficult to be like, I got this. I really got this. And you're just like sad. So I don't want to be sad anymore. I want to be
Right.
happy.
Yeah. I don't mean that they were bad competitors. I'm just
No.
mentally, they're just like, like, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
And just like wellness has a genetic look, there's an element of bikini. Like, you can't out-train your physique or your structure, rather. And that's like a big part of it. So
Right.
got to pick the right division that works for you.
yeah. And I actually had this conversation a couple weeks. I've had this a couple times. That I think now with wellness, it makes a clear divide between bikini, figure, and wellness. I think that even when we were doing the wellness model searches,
Yes.
okay, in 2019, it really helped. Everything kind of shook out.
Right.
You know, I don't belong here, I don't belong here. Yep, you belong right in the middle with wellness.
Totally. And I love that. I think in the beginning, before wellness really started to make its appearance, people were like, it's just a fat bikini competitor. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, we will kill you. It's totally fine.
So listen, I knew nothing about it, okay? I go to Colombia for the Amateur Olympia in February of 2018, and they were doing a wellness model search, okay? And so I'm like, I'm gonna watch this thing, right? So I saw them backstage and stuff, but it's still not the same, right? You know? And I wasn't photographing it because we had nowhere to put wellness on NPC News Online. Because it wasn't a division yet, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, and I'm sitting with Joe Pishkola, promoter and judge and everything. So we're both sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh. I was one of those people, I tell everybody, thought it was an out-of-shape bikini or figure competitor,
Right.
okay? So when the South American judges turned around to do the walk, as we called it, the bikini walk at the time, and they walked, and I'm like,
That's
okay,
wellness.
there's no jiggle, there's no wiggle, it's this. It is rock solid. And I'm like, and Joe and I are looking at each other going,
This is wellness.
this is like, and we're like, okay, this immediately made sense.
Yeah.
You know, but we were just like, oh, okay, I get it now. I absolutely get it. The funny thing was, throughout that expo, for the next 2 days, I had, I don't know how many wellness competitors find me in this humongous expo. This expo is like as big as the Olympia in New York.
Wow.
That they had down there. Find me, come running up to me, calling my name, or Manion or something, grabbing me, please speak to your father, speak to your papa, we need wellness, right? And I'm just like looking at them, and I'm like, how did you know where I was, and how did you even find me? I mean, I get it, I put a camera up and a flash, but I mean, there's hundreds of people there.
Yeah. And
they were finding me for days, right? And of course, coming from a South American culture, they had no problem coming up and go, hey!
Personal space?
But that's okay, because being married to an Italian woman, it's the same type of thing. Right. But you pretty much know everybody. But I mean, I literally had, and I remember I called my father, and I'm like, listen, you don't understand what's going on here. I go, these wellness women are literally, I said, bouncing up to me. And he goes, bouncing? And I go, yes. I go, literally bouncing up because they're trying to find me to get a message to you, right? Yeah. And he's like, there's that much interest? I go, there's more interest in this than anything else in this entire expo. I go, I don't even know these people. Yeah. They're finding me, right? And I know I went over to the Blackstone Labs booth, and I looked, and PJ Braun had like 20, like he literally had like a booth that was like this, the length of this gym. If you've been here, you'll understand. If not, whenever you finally get here. But yeah, literally. And at this point I went, oh my God, I can't go over there because
they'll attack you.
Yeah.
Again.
But pretty much I got grabbed. Come here.
Sir.
Oh, there was no sir. I swear they all knew me. They all knew my name somehow. If they didn't know JM, they knew Manion.
All right, well,
start. and PJ is just standing there laughing his butt off, and he's like, he goes, I should have told you about this. I'm like, yeah, you should have.
Yeah,
hello. But listen, I appreciated everybody that for 2 years came up to me about this, and especially in that first year in Colombia, because it really opened my eyes.
For sure. And I mean, the category pretty much started in Brazil, and that's part of the reason I ended up with my coach is at that point when wellness was coming here, and I wanted to be with somebody who knew this division already, not somebody who was trying to figure out what it is and what the standards are. I wanted to go to the best. So I blindly sent this email after I did that one contest with the International League. On the way home from that show where it took second, I literally was like, hi, my name is Nikki, and do you speak English? If so, I'd like to work with you. And she emailed me back, and I was like, she speaks English, this is amazing. Yes. And that was it. And, it's so much of the wellness look and flow and just overall femininity of the category. I learned from my coach, and I owe so much of that to her. So.
You know what I say it is?
What?
It's an athletic look.
It is. It's sporty.
And let me qualify this, because in the rules, in the first sentence of the rules, it says an athletic type physique. There's a lot of figure women's physique, bikini, that have done track and field and all this other stuff.
Right.
But a lot of them have done, and they've done them their entire lives, okay? So their bodies have genetically changed too.
Of course, you can't out-train.
And, I don't want anybody from the other divisions, don't take this the wrong way, but it's just like, it was something that like, you've done this your entire life, now you're at a point where you're not doing it anymore, or you had to change to fit into the criteria for figure or bikini or something else, and you tried it, you did it, but you basically weren't happy, like you said.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like, I tell all my girls that I work with, like, listen, if you want to compete, that's awesome. Find the division that works for you first. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to out-train your genetics or out-train your structure, it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? And there's coaches out there that take advantage of people like that. And like, yeah, you'll get there. You will not get there.
No.
If you're 150 pounds, like, you are not going to be 110 pounds on stage. Right. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
So then later that year, Tyler and I went to Brazil for the first time.
Ooh.
Okay? And then got to see it there too. And it was just like, oh, it's another eye-opener. Yeah. So I was February in Colombia. Then Tyler had gone with me. We were in, I think it was August. This is all 2018. So he got to see it too. He also got to see them coming up to him now.
Manion.
Right?
Boy.
And when we went to the San Marino Pro in Italy, okay, it was the same thing.
Wow.
Okay, I had these wellness competitors over there because guess what? They look like the wellness competitors in Brazil and South America and Mexico and,
Yeah.
right? So what's going to be interesting is hopefully when borders and things open up, you're going to get more of the Europeans too. I mean, we're going to have South Americans, we're going to have them in Pittsburgh.
We're going to get a girl from Europe. She just won. Blonde Rachel, is it? Oh, I don't know her name exactly. But she just won. She's quarantining in Mexico right now.
Right,
And she's
but I'm saying we'll have more.
Oh, I know. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so this division's going to just keep going, right? And interesting thing is, I don't know if you know this, so when we put the rules out, and I'm going to bring up Francielle, okay? People don't realize this. So I photographed her at the Wellness Model Search at the Arnold Amateur Brazil.
Okay.
So the rules, remember how we had the pictures of, so we could show everybody? She's the back shot.
I know. She was on my vision board for 2 years. She was.
Nobody outside of Brazil knew who she was. JM did.
Yeah.
Because my father, Tyler, and I, we sat down. I had whittled the pictures down from all these wellness. I started taking pictures after Columbia of wellness. So I'm like, we're going to need examples and stuff. So I had whittled it down to 300 pictures at that point. So then the three of us sit down. We had my laptop, and we're going through what we're going to pick. Because we just didn't randomly pick.
Right.
We literally picked how to pose and the how not to pose pictures, right? And I was dead set that this girl was going to be our back pose. And they're like, I'm like, this is it. See, look at this. No, this is it right here. Little did I know that she would become Francielle.
Right. No, it's crazy. It's and that's kind of the part of my story as well. Like, I do a vision board every year, and before when I was an amateur, like my first, from my show leading into January, it was all pictures of like Francielle, Giselle, you know, all of that. Then after I won my local qualification, I then made another vision board, which was like a hybrid of their pictures and some of my shots from January. And then after I had done USA or Junior USA's, I made another one, and it was just my pictures because I was like, this is my time. Like,
Right.
this is the time to shine. Like, they served as great inspiration.
Yes.
But you know, you got to keep hustling until your idols become your rivals, and that's where we're at now. So we're doing it.
I like that. I like that.
Thanks.
You know? So training for this, how much time did you take off after USA?
This was the first time I had ever done this. So I took 2 weeks off of training totally. I needed about a week of sleep, honestly, because I had done 4 shows in 2020, and they were spread over 12 months. So
Right.
it was like show prep, reverse, you know, basically laid out. So I did 2 weeks of off. Then I went back into 2 weeks of just cardio. So I ended up taking 4 weeks off of weight training completely. And
Okay.
I've never done that in my entire, you know, since I was 13 years old. I've never taken 4 weeks off, basically. But my body needed it, and I felt that I was able to grow and just replenish my body of like what it needed during that rest time. So about 4 weeks, and then I hopped right into it.
Yeah. So let me ask you,
Yes.
when I did the video, and I'm dropping everybody's names to come do the Pittsburgh Pro, what were you thinking?
Shit. Well, looks like my plans are changing. No, I was, first of all, I was very humbled. You know, you only tagged like 13 or 15 people, and, you know, of that list, there was only a couple Americans on there, so thank you for that, really. And then, you know, but I was like, wow, my pro season's here, like, if not now, when are we gonna do this? And I hadn't picked out a pro debut date yet. I wasn't sure if that would be enough time, and so on and so forth.
So I didn't pressure you.
No, not at all. It's fine. My friends know. They were like, "Oh my God, you're competing again?" I'm like, "It's fine. I'm ready. We're doing this."
I have no choice. Don't ask.
But no, I love this sport. I love this industry. I love, you know, I'm a personal trainer full time. Like, this is what I do, and so I'm cool with it.
Well, I think it's funny because I did that video first, okay? And I know most of the wellness competitors don't really know me. I mean, you've seen me backstage and stuff. I mean, we connected on Instagram.
Right.
After the first contest. I wanted to try, because I'd been staying in contact with all the South American competitors,
Yeah.
you know, since like 2018 and stuff. So like, I remember we reached out, we were, you know, but until we met, but people didn't know my personality.
Right.
So apparently.
And it's not the Joker? No, I'm just kidding.
It is. Obviously, I did it when I did that video. But it was interesting because I did this, and I do this off the top of my head.
Fair.
Okay? So I really had no game plan on that one. So all these trainers start hitting me up. They're like, "Did you just put some video out calling out my girl?" "Yeah, I did."
And what?
I'm like, "Yeah, for Pittsburgh Pro, why won't they do it?" "Well, our plan is okay, you don't have to. I said, it was just to get people piqued and interested. It's going to be the first truly international pro wellness contest. It's going to be the first one of 2021.
Yep.
You're going to get a panel that you're not going to get at any other contest because they all judge the Arnold and the Olympia.
Right.
Okay? They're going to set the tone with this in New York Pro. You want to be here or not? And that's right. I did that, and everything. I swear, every coach went, okay, actually, that makes a lot of sense, right? But that's okay. They've never dealt with me before. They don't know what I'm like.
Sure.
Okay? And basically, when I laid it out to them, they all went, oh, okay. So literally, everybody that contacted me is doing the contest, or their coaches did. They're doing it. But I wanted to explain to them that there was a method to my madness.
Of course.
Okay? Although the madness took over and when I did the bikini video.
Oh, that was great.
So as an FYI, I do this here with my phone, okay? Because I'm doing all this. And I remember Debbie going, put that thing on a stick or something. It's getting busy watching you.
Running into stuff.
I said, she goes, do what you normally do in front of. So what I do is now I take this and I take that video and I put it on my computer or laptop because I want to go through so I can hit everybody's Instagram tag in order that I called everybody out. So like you said, I think I did 15 or 16 for wellness. When I did the bikini, I called out 40 girls. 40 bikini competitors.
You can only tag 20 at a time.
I don't know. I somehow got them all in.
Oh, good. Because if you do it like in the video, I think you can only tag a certain number, but if you post them in your...
That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the text.
And you were good.
Yes. Well, and then I found out that Instagram made a change that you can't put a video over 12 minutes. And that video was 17. So here's the thing. If you try to do that from your phone, it's not going to work right now. Okay? So what you have to do is go on your laptop or go to your desktop, go to Instagram.com.
And upload it that way. The glitch.
You're welcome, everybody.
Oh.
That's how that 17-minute video got up on Instagram.
Watch that.
You can, they make
flag next week. Once this video posts, Zuckerberg's gonna be like, excuse me.
Yeah. So if you have a very long video and you want it all up and you don't want to chop it in half, which I could have done that, but I thought I would have lost the flow, everybody doing this.
Right.
You know, I wanted to keep everybody in the moment because people know I'm a little weird.
It's fine.
I say things.
Okay.
But it would have ruined the whole thing. But anyways, yeah, now the bikini competitors were all like in a panic. They were like,
oh my God.
And the wellness were just like,
okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But it worked. I mean, then I did this with the figure and the men's physique and,
I liked it.
Yeah.
Lit a fire under some people.
I'm surprised that all the men's physique guys had actually responded to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's
We have
be real.
quite a few top Olympians coming in, as I said, to try to stop the Ray train.
Really? Well, that's good. So
Yeah. So
we'll see what kind of show it brings, but
funny thing is, the pro men's physique and the pro bikini competitors are all happy that they're first men's physique, last bikini, because they're like, oh, we get to watch the wellness.
oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. It's like we don't know what to expect, right? Like as an amateur going into the pro league, we don't know what to expect. And then going against women that, like you said, different height classes, we don't know what to expect. Being on a pro stage, we don't know what to expect. So for me, like I'm just going to go in that day as grounded as I can be and as calm as I can be, and then take it from there. But I'm just excited. It's so much excitement. Like I'm like now I'm starting to lose sleep over this. Kind of like wake up and I'm like, 16 more days. 15, get up now. Like it's fine. My life is a series of countdowns now at this point, so I'm cool with it.
All right. Well, do you want to give a shout out to anybody here while we're standing here?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my coach, Anne Louise Freitas. Her husband is Ricardo Panayin, so I'm part of Team Panayin. I want to give a shout out to my posing coach, Vivi. She's amazing, and even though she only speaks Portuguese for the most part, we've really made it happen. Her son, who's been translating for us over our video conferences the last 16 weeks. My wonderful husband, who is, supports me since day one and is always that person who's there for me backstage. Through the workouts, we train together now with our leg days. So, those.
So you're just trying to be nice to him because he's 10 feet away from us? Is that what we're doing here?
Of course.
Let's be honest, everybody.
But those are my people, my clients who've supported me during this. But no, those three are my rocks and my staples. And without them, I really would not be here.
Those are your rocks and staples, right? Mm-hmm. So why wasn't Nick the first rock? You listed him like at the end.
He's like, I saved the best for the last. Come on. No, it's true.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
It's true. I saved
Why you
him
turn
for-
red, Nikki?
Because he is, I have to save him for the last. He's the best. Just like you saved me for the last presentation. There you go.
You did that yourself.
Yeah.
That was good though.
Yeah, I guess
It
so.
worked. It just
Life
worked.
goes full circle.
Yeah. But, first contract, first contest, last one here, I mean,
We're doing it.
you say, save the best for last, right?
Save the best for last. So thank you so much for having me here. It's been a pleasure and a literal dream come true. So thank you.
Oh, well, good. All right, so everybody, be in Pittsburgh, Friday, April 30th. 7 p.m. is when the women start, and we start with the wellness.
Wellness.
So, J.M. Manion,
Nikki Giacara.
signing out for NPCNewsOnline.com.